let's get to it. I have notes today, so if you see me looking away, I'm really looking at my notes because I don't want to miss and like forget to say something. But do you want to know how I've grown my team to 18 people in my downline in the last 4 months? Like, are you in the network marketing business? Let me know what your status is. Like, do you work from home? Are you in the biz? This is probably for you. Or if you want to be in the biz, this is for you. And so not only like do you want to know how I grew my team, but like, don't you want to know how you can do the same thing? That's even more important, right? So I'm going to tell you what I did with a little bit of my story in there. And just stick around until the end because I have something super exciting to tell you about at the end of this video, okay? So in case you don't know me, I'm Misty Dorman, and I'm here to help you crush your personal and business goals and become the life ninja that you were meant to be, right? Like, don't we all want that? If you know my story, you know I'm just like an average, normal, typical person who tried out a whole bunch of network marketing businesses. Sorry, there's something in my eye. It's a goober. I don't know what it is. Okay, allergies. I tried out so many network marketing companies, 5 before this actually, and even several other home businesses, and I've really never had the kind of success that I'd like to have. And so the most I've ever been able to recruit in my home business was 4 people. Now that may sound like a lot until you hear me tell you that 3 of them were my best customers. So I lost my best customers who just signed on to that particular company to get the discount. If you've ever been in another company or you are right now, like raise your hand if you can relate to that. Like your customers leave you so they can just get the discount and then they don't do anything with their business, right? Because they just wanted the discount. So they're just going to order when they want to and get their stuff for cheaper, right? And it doesn't really make you any money, does it? And the 4th person actually just, I loaned her a couple $100 worth of products to help her get going before she got her stuff in the mail. And she kind of never spoke to me again and never did anything with the business. So I really just ended up losing money recruiting people in my previous companies. And none of them ever made me any money. None of them. I just lost money trying to keep inventory and like just wanting to purchase the products for myself. It was not what I was going for when I joined these companies, right? So back in December, I realized that if I was going to fulfill my big dreams, something had to change. I couldn't just keep doing what I was doing because it wasn't bringing me any results. And what my upline was teaching me, what my company was teaching me, it wasn't working for me. And there really wasn't a whole lot of training to be had anyway. But what they told me to do, I was trying to do it and it just wasn't happening. So I decided to get out there and teach myself, right? So I started learning about attraction marketing and how to brand myself and not be just like spamming my company and my products all over. How to get people coming to me, asking me about what I do and how I can help them solve their various problems, right? Whether it's with my products or my business opportunity. And so I started digging into that some more, but I had a problem because it was looking like a whole lot of work to implement what I was learning that I really, really wanted to do with my business and the way that I wanted to do it. And so I decided to like get bold. I didn't feel like I could necessarily do what I wanted to do in the business I was in. And I wanted a business that really fully supported all of the things that I was learning that I just talked about. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining on. Hey, Tony. So I decided to get bold, you guys, and I reached out to one of the 7-figure earners that I was following in the network marketing world, like in the sort of generic training of network marketers world, right? I reached out to someone that I knew. His team made $25 million last year. He must really know what the heck he's doing, right? And I said, show me what you're doing. Like, show me your business. Just tell me about it. And I had to dive in, right? So what he showed me blew my mind. Hey, Carol, thanks for joining. And I finally understood why I was just spinning my wheels in these other companies that I was in. And I realized that it was kind of silly to try and replicate what his team was doing, what his company was doing within the company that I was already in. Like, I thought I was like joining up to spy and gather some intel and like bring it back to my other company, which looking back now sounds kind of silly because it's like they had it. Hey, Annie. They had all the tools, and I was like, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel? I'm just gonna like stick with what they're doing, right? And so they had it all. They had the mentorship, the training, the tools, the strategies, like things that actually work, right? And it wasn't gonna leave me having to do parties or stay broke trying to buy inventory. And so I decided to get focused and just do what they were teaching me and stick with the new company, right? And so here's what I did, because you want to know how I grew my team, right? That's why you're watching this. So first of all, I stopped spamming my company name and products all over the place. You guys, people don't come to Facebook to buy stuff. Maybe you've realized that. Maybe you realize that, if you're already in another business or whatever. Sorry, I still have something in my eye. Maybe you realize that whenever you post spammy stuff about your products or your company, nobody really responds to that. You kind of get crickets, right? It's called repulsion marketing, okay? And I wanted to attract people in. Like I said, I wanted them to ask me about what I do, not me trying to just push information on them. I wanted to solve problems. I wanted to hear about, how I could help people before I started offering them something, okay, essentially. So I didn't want to be pushing people away anymore. So I stopped doing that. That's number one. And then I launched my business, okay. I learned from my leaders and my new company how to do that without annoying all my friends and family. And here's the thing, like, I don't understand when somebody starts their new home business. And then they say, like, I've heard people tell me this before, well, I don't really want to bug my friends and family and tell them about my new business. And I'm like, what? Because, okay, if you were opening a new cupcake store, let's say, like a brick and mortar business in your town, like, would you just not want to bother people and tell them about your new business? Would you not? And there's other people who, like, they haven't even tried the products. Like, they join a business, they don't even try the products, right? And I'm like, would you not taste your cupcakes before you started trying to sell them? Would you not, I'm not saying that you have to have tried a bunch of products before you join a business, but like at least place an order when you join, right? And then like, wouldn't you shout it from the rooftops and tell everybody you know, hey, I'm joining this cupcake store. Like I would call my mom, I would call my brother, I would call everybody I know and be like, you better be there. Like, I'm starting this cupcake store. You better be there to support me, right? Let me know if, does this, make sense? Like, am I crazy? So don't hide the fact that you have a business, but don't be spamming it out all over the place, right? So my new company taught me how to, get the word out there that I had a business, I have an opportunity, I have a product, but I'm not, in your face about it. You have to try this. Here it is, So, yes, right. And that's the thing, not everybody's going to have a supportive family, but they should at least know you're doing something, right? And you at least are going to put the word out there, whether or not they take the bait, no big deal. And the company that I'm in now, the company you're in, they taught us how to reach out to a cold market too. I think I'll get to that in another point in my list here. Look at my notes. Okay, so the next thing, we talked about launching. Number 3, personal development. Every day, every day, every day. If you want to be successful, you need to be learning something. And it's really, you guys, it's not that hard to spend 15 minutes learning something and then get on your wall and teach it to others and provide some value. I think that's on my list here too in a little bit. Learn something new every day. Make yourself better every day than you were before, right? Sorry, I'm touching my phone and now it's bouncing around. Woo. All right. Thanks, Nina. I am a little crazy. But hopefully I'm making some sense here. Okay. So Yes, Lauren, I know you've been working really hard on that. That's awesome. Okay, next, number four. I'm like taking a lot of time on some of these, so I'll try and blast through a few a little quicker. But number four, I went through the training that was available to me, and instead of just sitting on that information, I actually implemented it. Okay. Like, I don't know about you, but I tend to get into like learning mode, and then I just want to keep learning and learning and learning, and then I forget to like actually go do it, or I'm like I run out of time because I spend so much time learning and watching all the different trainings. Like my company that I'm in now, there's so much training out there. It can be overwhelming. It's a good problem to have because we have such amazing leaders. They're all putting out all this really great information about how to run our businesses in a way that works. And so I want to watch it all. But then I need to actually take the time to go and implement, right? And do what I'm learning. So that's something I've been really working hard on this year. What are we on? 5. Okay. I did contact some specific people and let them know that I had a business opportunity that they needed to take a look at. So I told you no spamming, right? Spamming is bad. Don't spam people, okay? Don't like just send your link to people without their permission, okay? Nobody likes that. It's a turnoff, and nobody's gonna join you if you do that. So I didn't do it in like a needy way either, okay? Some of my team members, I literally just contacted them and said, hey, like it may or may not be for you, but I remember you told me that, or we've worked together before, and I remember you had like XYZ dream, and you were trying to do this and that, accomplish these things, like, and I said, I think you really need to take a look at this. Okay. Now I wouldn't be that direct with everybody. I'm not going to tell everybody what to do, right? But I have certain friends and certain family that I know I can do that with. Like I can be very direct with them. And you may have some of those people in your life too, right? And you, like I said, you can't be needy about it. You can say, like, give them an out, like, hey, it may or may not be your thing. It may or may not be for you, but this is super cool. I'm going to run really hard with it. And you're going to be mad at me 6 months from now if I didn't tell you about it. So you need to look at it. When can you look at it, right? You can be direct with some people. That's not spammy. If they say, no, I'm really not trying to do that anymore, I don't want to make any money, like whatever their excuse is, okay, fine, no big deal. We're still friends, right? We're still friends, whether whether you're into what I'm offering you or not. We're still friends. That's not going to affect our friendship. But I wanted to make sure I showed you, right? Okay. What's next? Number 6. I use the resources available to me for recruiting. So, first thing, major thing, my company has a simple system where I can basically just like tag people on some information in a group, and that does the selling for me. I don't really have to sit there and like word vomit all over you to tell you about my business. I can just say like, hey, okay, you requested some info. Let me just tag you on some info. When can you take a look at that? And, then I just follow up with them. It's very simple. So I use that resource. And when I was telling you about how I didn't have all the same kinds of tools in my previous network marketing company, that's one of the ones I'm talking about. Like it would have taken me a lot of time to build my own group like this. What we have is it's a shared group for all of our, we call ourselves social marketers. It's a shared group for all of us where we add our potential, we actually have several groups, but potential business partners or potential customers where they can just like get the information that they're asking for. I don't have to know every single detail about everything. If they have a question, I can either answer it briefly or point them to a resource that I have, right? And it shows them that that's really duplicatable. So when people see all these resources that we have and how easy that was that I just tagged them on some info, a lot of people are like, hey, I could do that too. I can do that, right? Okay, so, and then the other thing, my leaders in my upline, my sidelines, like our leaders, they actually do group chats with people to help us close them. That is huge. I have never had that kind of support in any company I've been in before. Like, we don't really have to do phone calls or Zooms or any of that. Like, we can if we want to. But if I have somebody that I'm working on recruiting and they need some additional information, or they need like a little nudge or some extra confirmation about like our upline support and that kind of thing, I can just say like, hey, let me introduce you to someone, pick someone that they might relate to, and like they can, talk to them, and they're gonna like help me close my prospect. Okay. Or I might just be introducing them so they can get to know each other. Whatever. But it's going to like attract them in further because they're going to see how awesome our leaders are, that type of thing. Okay. And then number 7, I learned how to pull in more cold market people to look at my wall so I don't have to just bug my friends and family, right? Get new eyeballs on my stuff that I'm posting all the time, and how to have value on my wall and in any like Facebook groups that I'm a part of. Okay. So my strategy, in case you haven't been watching me, which you are right now maybe, but in case you haven't been watching me, I'm learning how to post value, post any kind of training, post tips, post whatever onto my wall. I'd love to be doing it more often. I need to get there. I'm working on that. I have some strategies and plans for my children so that I have more time in my day to do that more, because I want to provide more value to you guys, right? And oftentimes, like as I get new eyeballs, I'm pulling in cold market people to look at my wall. I mean, they will contact me and be like, oh, I saw this post on your wall. Like, what is it that you do? I don't have to bug them. I can immediately say like, hey, no problem. I'd love to hear about like why you're asking, what, how I can best help you. But if you'd like, I can tag you on some info. No pressure. And again, the group does the selling for me, so I really appreciate that. But if you don't have, if you don't have that type of a group, you can make one. You can certainly make one. I personally felt like I didn't have the time or energy to reinvent that wheel, but you can also be providing that value on your own wall. Like when you talk to people, like they don't want you to just sell. They don't want to be sold to. They want it to be their idea, and they want to be interested in it before you mention it to them, right? That's just psychology. And so, like I'm in the health and wellness business, so I could be posting, if I want to, focus on products, I can post before and afters of, we have like some amazing weight loss products. I can post things about like healthy recipes. I could do a video of me cooking a healthy recipe or something like that. I can come up with like various things in the general topic of what my company sells, and I can like post about that. And every now and then I can create some curiosity and, just mention that I maybe have a favorite product that can, supplement or help push you along in your weight loss journey or that type of a thing, right? You can do it in like a more curiosity building type of a way than being like so in your face, buy my stuff, here's my link, right? Okay. Number 8, upline support. That is a big reason why I've grown my team to 18 people in the last 4 months. Okay. The big leaders in my upline are watching me. They're helping me. They're encouraging me. They're training me. I've had numerous times where I've contacted someone in my upline. I've said, look, here's what, some various people in my team are maybe struggling with this week, or, like so-and-so, they just really need to be talking to more people. And so-and-so really, is having trouble with this, with closing or prospecting or whatever it is. My leaders will just go into our groups and do a live video and do some training and give everybody a kick in the butt and like a reality check and train them on whatever I just told her they were struggling with. I have never, ever, ever had that kind of support anywhere. Not only that, but my big leaders are watching me. They're watching my team. They see that I have been providing value within our like greater team, my upline and my sidelines and all of that. They see that I'm providing value, and they have actually placed some of their recruits underneath me. I've gotten a few people on my team that way. I mean, not all of them, not the majority of them, but they're helping me out because they know about my big dreams, my big goals. They know that I'm going to provide good leadership to these people. And it helps them out because if they have a bazillion people on their first line, they don't have time to like spend on every single person. You know what I mean? Like it kind of provides a little buffer. So they're still there for support and all that, but then the person's coming to me. So I love that I'm in a company where new recruits can actually be like moved around a little bit to support the team better, right? Like if I have somebody who lives in Canada and I get a new personal recruit who's in Canada that I feel like can relate to that person, I'm going to put them together. Doesn't that make more sense? It's going to maximize my time because I don't know how to answer all the Canadian questions about different things because I don't, study that as closely maybe. Hey, David, thanks. So, it's amazing that our company lets us do that. I love that. And just having all that various kinds of support from my upline has been huge. I was in my last company, the big leaders in my upline, they owned a boutique, and that's how they made all their money. They sold the products in their boutique, and then they contacted all the other boutiques in their area and said, hey, you should be selling this. Otherwise, we're just going to keep making all the money. And they got all the other boutiques signed up to sell the same product. And so they didn't do what the company was teaching us to do. They had their own thing that I couldn't replicate unless I wanted to open up my own brick and mortar store, right? So I didn't have that kind of support and leadership in my previous companies. So let me know if any of you are having any like aha moments here as I've been talking through some of this. Like, do you guys have this kind of support in the company that you're with now? Do you have all the tools that you need to succeed? Or did you just join your company because you like the products? Have you gotten in and you kind of found out that maybe you don't quite have all the pieces to the puzzle that you need to be successful, or you don't quite like maybe doing parties, or maybe I don't want you to talk negative about your company in my comments or anything like that, but I just want to get your gears spinning just a little bit, because for me, taking those steps that I talked about at the beginning, if you're just joining on, make sure that you go back and watch from the beginning after this is over, because there's a lot of information there. But taking those steps and actually reevaluating what I was doing that wasn't working, and how every company I'd been in before was teaching me the wrong way to market myself, that was huge. That was, because I went out and did the research that I did, and I got where I got, my life is forever changed. I'm so blessed. So I want to help save you that heartache and get you plugged into a system that works. Okay. So thank you for hanging with me. Those of you that have been with me this whole time, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. And like I said, thanks for hanging with me. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night.